I have accomplished a lot in Polybridge 2, beating the Secret World, Master Mode, but one thing I have not done yet has been getting top 10 on a leaderboard. We're not going for top 1 just yet because here's why. Going for leaderboards in this game is significantly more challenging than in the first game. They are much more competitive due to the predictable nature of the game, that is no real RNG, just some weird tweaky things, and a lot stronger player base means that the competition is way higher than before. Meaning, I'm going to find every single level that I think I can do, and I'm gonna get top 10 on it. So let's start with the first level that's unique enough and not a dangling road. Level 1-8. A normal solution for this level looks like something about 21,000. You might have seen it go by. And then my previous budget solution for this level was 17,000. That gets me to the top 2%, got booted out of the top 1%. And you can see near the leaderboard, people have 4-figure solutions. So let's get cracking. I started by entirely scrapping my old design and begun working on the new one. So the idea was the leftmost balloon would hold this ramp made of 6 or 7 roads that would allow the truck to steeply drive up and then drop off a ledge and rope swing its way to victory. Now, if that doesn't sound insane, I don't know what does. So this is not at all an easy task, especially not to do for cheap. The overall actual bridge part of the left side isn't too bad. You just have to budget well with ropes using a bit of a combination of a tension design and a above design so you can dangle from the balloon itself. That definitely was still challenging to get right, but for our first design, I got something pretty cheap. However, the hard part was actually the rope with the road attached to it. So I had to calculate out the length of the rope necessary based off of where the road would actually drop off our fire truck, and then making sure that length would allow it to carry on over to the flag. And then I started testing different spots along the curve with a radius of that length. Turns out trying to find the right starting spot for the rope was very tough. Very tough indeed. So tough that I couldn't even find a spot, period, because after every single tweak I would make to the left side bridge would actually have to change where I needed to start with the rope itself. So what I ended up doing eventually was tying it down very loosely to the actual ramp itself. So I would have it be attached by just a weak little wood piece, expect it to break, but as long as the rope survived, I would be in good hands because I wanted the bridge itself to break, allowing the fire truck to fall onto the road that's attached to the rope swing and then swing its way over to the other side. This seemed to at least show promise, and I was starting to get a little bit of grab by the rope. However, the rope continued to keep snapping, and no matter what I did, it would just keep snapping and snapping, so eventually I upgraded the cable. The cable was nice because it could better support the weight of the fire truck, and also it would be less likely to actually snap when the controlled breakage on the bridge would happen. So I kept tweaking the location of the starting road, even though it's still attached to the bridge. This was a much smaller tweak, and eventually I found a first working solution. Just shy of $12,000, using the cable swing, I was able to launch it on over to the other side and to its flag. So not a bad start. That landed me at 54th place. Still got some ways to go, but at least we're getting the general concept down. I found I could shave a little bit off this design without really changing the overall structure too much by actually changing the structure, and all I really did was shave money off of the actual bridge on the left side. So I definitely set out to replace some of the ropes with wood rope, the ones that didn't need to be that strong, and I would move down the wood trusses on the top side, definitely a lot cheaper that way. It allowed me to work my design down to 50th place and then 47th place without fundamentally changing anything. But the problem still remained. If I wanted to get to top 10, I absolutely had to replace the cable with rope. There was no way I could get a cable swing design and have that make it into the top 10. But even though I had a working design with cable, if I just took that cable and swapped out with a rope, it would instantly fail. Not instantly, but the second the controlled break would happen and the fire truck falls onto the rope would snap. I was able to get it to grab onto the truck for a little bit, but it was never able to support the truck's weight going over the gap. And I realized that it was a problem with the rope itself not matching the momentum of the fire truck. So the fire truck would go over the edge, and it would have some momentum from beforehand when it was driving up and over, and the rope would not have this momentum, so the truck would actually press down on the rope a lot more, and that would be enough to snap it, where a cable could actually handle that weight and momentum, and it would not be able to use it in its favor. So if I had to get a rope swing to work on this fire truck, I had to have the rope's momentum match the fire truck's momentum. So after a little bit of investigative journalism, I found a good starting spot for our rope. On the right side, I had to let it go through 2 full swings, and on the second swing, it would catch the fire truck and swing it over, ideally. In practice, it's not that easy. Definitely going to take a lot more tweaking, but we do get to save money in addition to having rope, and also the fact that we won't need to attach it to the left side bridge itself. 2 wins. Doing this design also allowed me to save a lot of money on replacing rope with wood rope because there was no more violent explosion that was intentional, at least on the bridge. I could have it be a lot more flimsy, at least relatively. So you see wood rope all over the place. And finally, after a lot of tweaking, I found a working design with rope. For $9,480, I have built a successful rope swing. Now, it does have some breaks during the process, but for a rope swing that actually flips over a functioning fire truck, having the bridge be reusable is the least of my worries. Right now, all I care about is budget. And we're top 13, which is very close, but yet still so far. If I wanted to make it into the top 10, it was only $135 away. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Well, unfortunately, I had shaved a lot on this bridge already, and if I am to make any budget changes, that is going to change how everything goes, so more tweaking is going to be inbound. But we must persist. After a whole 15 minutes of tweaking, I was finally able to find another working design. For $9,302, we've concocted a successful rope swing to get us into the top 10. All it took was a little bit of truss shaving and some minor pixel tweaks that still kept it efficient and working. Honestly, it wasn't too bad a process, and the end result is super fun. I mean, who doesn't love a rope swing? I must say, beautiful design, and I'm really glad the city decided to shave budget here, because this is exactly the infrastructure that we need for our firefighters. So that's my first real top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be seeking out other levels in the future that I think will be fun to achieve top 10 on. I've noticed that a lot of the levels in this game do have similar designs or ideas at the top of each of their leaderboards, so I'm going to generally avoid those in pursuit of more creative ones like this. Keep your eyes peeled for more top 10 or maybe even something higher on the leaderboard. Who knows? And I'll catch you guys in the next Polybridge video. Have a nice day.